You know, we sort of live in a really overconsumed world. I think that sometimes there's a lot of noise out there, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of work being done. But for us, there needs to be substance, there needs to be passion. The premise of it is to showcase New Balance in its own lights, for them to have a space within our space. I think what has been commissioned is a piece of design, a piece of art, but it's not there as a vanity project. It serves a purpose.
SEVENSTORE asked us to create a New Balance shoe display that celebrates their old and present models. We are very much a collaborative, one-to-one experience studio. For us, we want to work with people that inspire us. As long as you've got a strong concept, you know what you're delivering, you know what the brand is, you know what I mean, you're confident in all that before you even thought about what something looks like. Do you know what I mean? You make sure you know what the journey is, and designing it really then kind of falls into place. New Balance is the story, but what does SEVENSTORE need from a display? It's the longevity of the display, it's the flexibility of the display. Seasons change. You don't want someone coming to shop at SEVENSTORE and it looks exactly the same every single time. So it was important to us we create a product that's flexible to use.
At any given time, we can make a modular environment for people to come in and engross themselves in the New Balance brand. For us now, what we're seeing is there's such a shift change towards experiential, and we want to extend the narrative as far as we can. Our way of doing that is taking something that on the face of it was a CAD design, or it might be a piece of digital content, and create something physical so that people can then engage with that.
I think you see something that's a very raw product, a very raw materiality, yet it's honest in the way it's junctioned and the way it's joined together. However, it's highly refined in its detailing, in its intersections and the way that the metal's folded. So I think that is a very strong example of our aesthetic, and also why those materials have been used and why Phil as an individual we've chose to work with on that.
I think the way I work and the type of projects I do is very much linked to being based in Rotterdam. Like, everybody has so much space and so much freedom to do what they wanted, which is so different to big demanding cities like London. And that space it trickles through to people's work also, that people are not afraid to dream big, and that there's an energy everywhere. There's a great can-do attitude to the city, and that's across pretty much everybody who lives here. There's nothing that's off limits, there's nothing that can't be done. If you can think of it, then you can make it happen in Rotterdam. It's very important to always have creative freedom and creative input, otherwise we're just fabricators. The most interesting part of making things is that, taking a seed of an idea and taking it through to realisation. And if that initial bit is already far along, then I'm not so interested in just making it. Youth came to us with their initial concepts, which had some urban references of the city in terms of materials, also like running tracks, trying to weave a feeling of movement into the installation. Like, our furniture and the general gestures that we're making here should also echo those sensibilities. This reference of the grid, it's part of the fabric of a city. You have drains, you have vents, air ducts. We took youth's reference of a grid and then translated that into what is producible for us. We're working across so many projects with metal plates in various thicknesses, and the processes of cutting and forming and punching. You can do so much. We're ordering things with minimal tolerances that just have to come together like big puzzles. You bring all these different parts together, often from different suppliers, different production techniques, and when they fit together just right, then you think, okay, we've done our job.
We're sitting here today and we're calling it a piece of design, we're calling it a piece of art. By having a piece of design like this in the store, that therefore that will inspire young people. I think it's become more than we wanted it to be, something that will stand the test of time. It's something that has a legacy.